A series of events unfolding before us right now. Joe Biden rushed to Camp David. Hunter summons. Lawyers called. Garland a disaster. Do you know what unfolded over the weekend? I hope you do, because the house of cards is crumbling. An absolute emergency state happening in the White House. And as we covered for you last week, we're going to go through again the details that has led to this moment. And now what has changed? This was a absolute move made on the Biden administration. You think they would have been prepared for what just happened. You think Merrick Garland would have been prepared, but he wasn't. Man, you better be careful. Pro tip, bud. When somebody calls you out and they're an IRS investigator of high pedigree, respected, you better believe they had backup. Oh, you went and called them out, didn't you? Well, that was a critical error, and you started the entire state of emergency. Now, before I get into this story, if you haven't subscribed to their channel yet, I certainly hope you will. If you haven't yet been to Restricted Republic, the platform where we put all the news, unfiltered, uncensored, exclusive content that can't be covered anywhere else, what are you waiting for right now? Discount code REALJOURNALISM. $3.99 a month for 2 years, 14 days for free, because we know once you check it out, you're going to go nowhere else for your news that matters. But without further ado, let's jump right back into this broadcast. The investigation of Hunter Biden. House Ways and Means coming out and saying, hey, wait now. You slow-rolled this. You interfered. We have whistleblowers who are testifying against you right now. What's happened? And they're not the only ones drummed up. No. Now McCarthy finally getting involved. Jim Jordan, as always is involved. The press now turning on the Biden administration, well, frankly, because they have no choice. The information is too astounding. It's too qualified. Too many whistleblowers. And, well, over the weekend, that is what tripped everything off. You'll hear the question here, too, Merrick Garland.
It's been on David Weiss to figure that out. Can you once and for all shed a little light? There seems to be a little confusion on what's going on here.
I'd be happy to. As I said at the outset, Mr. Weiss, who was appointed by President Trump as the U.S. Attorney in Delaware and assigned this matter during the previous administration, would be permitted to continue his investigation and to make a decision to prosecute any way in which he wanted to and in any district in which he wanted to.
Oh, Merrick, now you wanted everyone to believe it, you stating it in your humdrum normal sense. But man, that has now turned like wildfire against you. This, dear Chairman Jordan, your May 25th letter to Attorney General Garland was forwarded to me with a request I respond on behalf of the department. While your letter does not specify by name the ongoing investigation that is subject of the committee's oversight, its content suggests your inquiry is related to an investigation in my district. If my assumption is correct, I want to make clear that the Attorney General has stated I have been granted ultimate authority over this matter. This is David Weiss responding back to Jim Jordan, including responsibilities for decision where, when, and whether to file charges, and for making decisions necessary to preserve the integrity of the prosecution. Or so he stated. Because it falls apart quick. Jim Jordan immediately firing back the Committee on the Judiciary, questioning out, calling him out. And why is he? Well, it's because of what transpired over the weekend. Trump-appointed prosecutor who cut that. I like how everybody puts Trump-appointed prosecutor, Trump-appointed prosecutor, Trump-appointed prosecutor. They want to continue to point the finger of blame away from them, but man, it's way too far down the road at this point in time. Even your mainstream media partners can't cover for you. No, if needed. Gary Shapley, again, provided documents to support his testimony. The Justice Department, Justice OIG, the IRS, and its IG have much more corroboration in their files. Gary told the truth. It's verifiable. And no one has offered a shred of evidence contradicting any of it. But Merrick Garland made a statement. And guess what? Gary Shapley responds. Statement from IRS agent Gary Shapley's legal team. In an October 7, 2022 meeting at the Delaware U.S. Attorney's Office, U.S. Attorney David Weiss told 6 witnesses. 6. He did not have authority to, and I can actually just show you, and I'll call it out with detail. You have the 6 witnesses include Baltimore FBI special agent in charge an assistant special agent in charge, IRS assistant special agent. I don't need to read their names because a lot of you won't be familiar, as I am not with every one of them, but it is the number and the title of these witnesses that went to corroborate Gary Shapley's absolute whistleblowing, destructive testimony against the Department of Justice and the Biden administration. Weiss stated, and guess what? They have everything they need, don't they? Everything they need. How? Merrick Garland, man. Again, pro tip, before you call somebody out, this vested in the process, and you don't believe for a minute that they don't have backup, that was a monster mistake. Weiss stated that he is not the deciding person on whether charges are filed. David Weiss stated that he is not the decision-making person on whether charges are filed. That flies in the face of not only what Weiss stated, but what Garland stated. Garlic. He's allergic to the truth. Sorry, I had to throw that in there real quick because this story is just absolutely unbelievable. So everything he stated to America, to the mainstream media, is that now proven untrue? We need to get to the facts, and this includes reconciling these clear disparities between U.S. Attorney David Weiss, who must provide answers to the House Judiciary Committee if the whistleblower allegations are true. This will be a significant part of a larger impeachment inquiry into Merrick Garland's weaponization of the Department of Justice. Not only did you slow roll it, not only do we have that devastating text from Hunter, which could be diffused because you can't absolutely prove Joe was there. However, you interfered in a process. David Weiss lied, although he was Trump appointed. Well, that's what the whistleblowers are stating, at least. The Justice Department is denying the allegation that Weiss was somehow prevented from bringing cases into other jurisdiction. That should be a simple matter to disprove. And that the whistleblower could be mistaken or misinformed, except there was 6 other ones. Ow. That was an absolutely devastating maneuver over the week. Again, House GOP wants to hear from Hunter Biden prosecutor. No. I could only imagine. Everyone ducking, covering. House Press Secretary destroyed. Karine Jean-Pierre. I don't know why I'm tripping over my words today. I apologize. We also had Kirby walking right off stage because nobody can cover for this. MSNBC say we got a major problem. Everyone, including CNN, is going for President Biden on the Hunter Biden whistleblower criminal allegations leak. Looks like the below options 1 and 2 have now been initiated because everyone is ducking covering. This week, the federal government whistleblowers allege massive DOJ FBI corrupt obstruction to protect Hunter and the Biden family. So what is the response? Emergency meeting held at Camp David. Hunter summoned. Very short meeting. I could imagine there was quite a few raised voices in that room. They called their attorneys on top of it. A very short trip. Obviously imperative, necessary, because they have been bombarded with stuff that they didn't expect. The House of Cards gets kicked down. Biden faces backlash for Camp David guest after IRS whistleblower allegations expose business to discuss. Lawyers there, and why would you put Hunter right back in the middle of it with everything that he has now pled guilty to? Whistleblowers demolishing your own Department of Justice, and what do? You don't care. You absolutely don't care. So Joe, according to many sources, is now lawyered up, preparing for the next onslaught of information. This coming from Representative Darrell Issa. Joe Biden has officially lawyered up. This is what a real scandal looks like. When an IRS investigator says you're lying, always assume he's got receipts and he's got evidence. And he did. AG Garland called the IRS whistleblower a liar, so the whistleblower has introduced 6 witnesses confirming Garland is the one who is lying. And we have them. Go get your popcorn, folks, because this is about to get real interesting. We're going to continue to report on this as we promised you. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justus Knight, signing out.